baller, call me Benzema. Goal for me neck, nah give me eczema. Big baller, call me Benzema. Anyway you see me, you have to see 10 killer.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the inside on the Juggle each and every Monday, 6 to 7 p.m. right here on Slam 100.5, where we give you the most intelligible football discussion, of course, on matters happening here at home and abroad. Alright, we're jumping inside our Around the World segment now.
Big baller, call me Benzema. Goal for me neck, nah give me eczema. Big baller, call me Benzema. Anyway you see me, you have to see 10 killer.
I thought, it would be nice to engage you guys, the callers on the outside, on this matter of a World Cup every 2 years. FIFA is proposing that it wants to have a World Cup every 2 years. And it's being championed by the Chief of International Football Development, the man called Arsene Wenger. Right? I want to play for you guys a really short soundbite from Mr. Wenger, sort of explaining the thought behind it. Once again, he is the FIFA Chief of Global Football Development, right? And this is actually sourced from Sky Sports, so I want to put out all of the credits one time, so nobody will say, he ain't credit them, right? So this is Arsene Wenger, FIFA's Chief of Global Football Development, and his thoughts on whether or not a 2-year or World Cup every 2 years can be.
That the players want to play big games. What they don't want is to play small games, and the big competitions is something that everybody wants to play. If I tell you now you will be world champion, even it's for 10 minutes, you will say yes, and giving more opportunities. Today, if a country doesn't go to the World Cup, they have to wait for 8 years. If a player is injured, he doesn't play for 8 years the World Cup. So I just believe it's a reshaping of your mind, because it's unusual. But as well, the perception of time has changed, and the younger generation wants to be entertained much more.
Well, Arsene Wenger is adamant that it's not.
So, Arsene Wenger there. His thoughts on
my response
football World Cup every 2 years.
You heard what Courtois said?
When situation?
Yes, Courtois was making a lot about the. You could send it.
I sent it.
Yeah.
Play it from 17 seconds. Where really pulling it up, because
this man is our accountant. This man is our accountant. I seen it one more time. This man is an accountant. I understand football is dollars and cents. I understand quick revenue, fast turnover. I understand all that. But there are some things you have to leave alone. When a player, goes into playing football, it starts off as a young player playing right back. Yeah. You set your eyes, you set your aim on playing for your country for the World Cup. So you organize and you put yourself in such a way that, I had time to focus, I had time to get things in a gear, I had time to fix, I had time to polish up. Yeah. When you breaking this down to 2 years and this player had a study, I had league football going on, I had Champions League going on, I had this next league going on, and I had a study football World Cup coming up in 2 years.
Where they getting to live?
How that's possible?
Where the rest is in all of this?
This man just focusing on, and it's the same thing he did with Arsenal, and that is why they're in the same position right now.
No.
They're saving one set of money and have no trophies to show.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't be as harsh in discrediting the option for the fact that what Wenger is saying is that we need to sort of reprogram our minds. Nothing is wrong with change necessarily. Now, what he's saying obviously would pertain to getting over the nostalgia or the sentiment of having to wait 4 years for a World Cup, Us as fans, it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard. When the World Cup is done or Euro's done, and you sit down there and
be like, what to do with your life? And
we can't even wait 3 months for the season from one season to the next.
I agree with you, but I fear the players are human.
Yeah.
They need rest. They don't even get a chance to see their family worse under COVID now.
Now that is the danger, because he's asking us, as in fans, players, etc., to recondition their minds and think sort of, how to put it, wipe the calendar slate. Right. Imagine that
clean slate.
Clean slate. And
Account
we're gonna
jargon.
slot something here and slot something there, and you know that will cater to you as the fan, and everybody will get a little thing. But
Sounds great, eh?
But will that in fact be the case?
No.
Or will the players have to continue to play, as we mentioned last week, a Nations League,
Yeah.
in between a FIFA break, in between a qualifiers for Euros, in between your season, you're playing a league.
And what about the
3
teams
cups.
that's in Champions League, this cup, that?
That's why I say
Where they wrestling?
to me, you're watering down the football.
Yeah.
You're
I
literally
love it as a
watering
fan,
down the football.
because as you rightfully say, when all the leagues done and this, if you sit down and you be like, wait, boy, what to do with my life, boy?
I hear all that, boy, but
The human.
Will you risk the quality?
And I have another point on it actually. I think that it will also be to the detriment of the development of football in the sense that a World Cup every 2 years, the teams that are ahead now will continue to be far ahead. 4 years gives you as an association
Exactly.
enough
You
time
have ample
to
time.
put. I mean, 4 years is not enough.
But it's better than two.
But it's better than two.
Yeah.
You know,
Play with
so if you're not rich, let's say Trinidad and Tobago, we're not rich, we cannot implement a generational
No, we can't do
program.
that. Not as yet.
But we could say, boy, in 4 years, if we get
find the right players.
we get
We got a nice mix.
we
get
got
them
a Ben Haka.
Yeah.
We could get them around, you know. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Let's hear what Thibaut Courtois had to say recently after the Nations League. I believe they lost the semi-final.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a good
Belgium.
shot. Good.
Unnecessary
So there
third
was-
and fourth playoff.
Yeah.
That's the next thing. Need to get rid of that.
So let's
third
listen.
and fourth.
I think this game is just a money game, and we have to be honest about it. This game, we just play it because for the UEFA it's extra money and it's an extra game on TV. This just shows that we play too many games. In June again, 4 Nations League games. Why? Next year we have a World Cup in November. We have to play maybe until the latter stages of June again. We will get injured, you know, and nobody cares about the players anymore. And we in June, after a long season, you will have to play 4 games in the Nations League again. You will have 3 weeks of holiday, and that's not enough for players to be able to continue 12 months of on the highest level. And if we never gonna say anything, it's always the same. They don't care about the players; they just care about their pockets, and that's a bad thing if players are not spoken about, you know. And then you hear that now they want to put a European Championship and a World Cup every year. Like when will we get a rest? Never. If you're not
So the
Man
boys
said
there,
2 weeks, 2 weeks of rest they get
Yeah.
to perform for 12 months. 2 weeks.
Thibaut Courtois there, the Belgium goalkeeper, speaking about his thoughts on, he was actually speaking about the Nations League, but all around the world topic.
He mentioned it too. He said,
Yeah, he did mention, you know, I guess the cluttering of the football calendar. Now, the latest news is that FIFA intends, well, first of all, this has been met with widespread criticism
Of course.
and condemnation even
Nice.
by most of the football minds around the world.
Of course.
But FIFA is pressing ahead because, as we all know,
But if
FIFA
FIFA
is a cash cow.
Right, but
And
if FIFA
FIFA's
say-
money speaks.
But this one I'm gonna ask. If FIFA says yes, we're going ahead with it, they have no choice,
Yeah.
or do they have a choice?
No, they will have a choice.
The players.
But all the players.
Yeah, the players.
Probably less so than the association.
I mean, you don't have to go and play for
FIFA's
your
money
country,
gets
right?
it into rooms where the ordinary person. So if I want to start a league here in Trinidad and Tobago, I have my sponsorship. I will probably have to go to FIFA for them to sanction me. But if FIFA wants to start a World Cup
They don't have
every
to go
2
to
years,
get the
No,
people
but
you know,
anybody.
the process is perhaps
They might have to go after younger players or something because some of these players can't do all that football.
Maybe.
This
Not,
was
not,
saying.
maybe an under 23.
yes, yes.
This was saying
Every 2 years.
the reason we produce or the football will produce the likes of Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Zidane, Henry is because these players had enough time. They had enough time to rest. They had enough time to build.
Yeah.
They had enough time to evolve, develop. You name it. But when you just watering it down with your accounting mentality.
Yeah.
No,
Money,
I
money,
just
money, money.
I know it's sounding like a pinpointing him, but as I said, he how to put it, boy? He fell in love with this notion or this idea because of that,
Financial.
the financial gain.
But even self, the 2 weeks that these players get rest, they let's say they want to relax a little bit, eat a little food, look what happened to Neymar.
Exactly.
The man gets a little small belly and they're ready to trash
That was
him.
it. That was it.
The man
That
lived
was
for
it.
a little
That was
week,
it.
3 weeks,
That was it.
and they're ready to trash him. You know?
So it is
Well,
saying
they
now.
forget they're humans.
The latest news is that FIFA has continued to press on to champion this. They're actually on a global tour. The president, Infantino, Gianni Infantino, is still interested in going around and making his appearances.
Yeah.
And the latest I've heard is that they are seeking a meeting of national team coaches from around the world. A consultation, I would say, to get a little bit more feedback, and I guess try to sell them this thing a little bit more
I hope they
intimately,
fight it.
because.
I really hope they fight it. Because
So do you guys? Let's bring it home.
okay.
A World Cup every 2 years will it improve the game globally, the appeal of the game? Will it improve I guess the chances of smaller nations? How do you guys see that entire scenario? Forget about the money, forget about the players complaining about
No.
a
I
schedule.
think you rightfully said that they need time to scout and nurture and train and all these other things. If every year is into qualifiers and then this and then straight into World Cup, we will reach nowhere. I don't think we reach anywhere.
Chassis, you know how you just get the right balance of movie when you're making the mix?
No, but tell me.
It takes time. You don't just grab the bottle and
And
pour
just
on the
push sugar
water.
and just-
No, it is take
Yeah, it's take
time.
time.
Where you come with that analogy from?
No,
We
it
have
is
all
take.
things,
It is
Yeah.
take. It is
I'm
take
not a
time.
house man, so I can't really say.
Exactly.
Hey, let me take a couple quick calls here before you run out of time on the show. Hello, welcome to the Juggle.
Yeah, good day.
Good day.
Well, but it being 2 years, right, it gives more players the opportunity to play in a World Cup. But I personally prefer the 4 years, right? But if you want to play, let's say we devil's advocate, you can still have a 10, a 4, 8, a 12-year plan, even if it's 2 years. You know?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily prepare for the 2 years. So
At what?
it
Go
would, to me, water on the football, but it will not hamper it. It contribute preparing. So you just prepare for whatever year you look
target,
at, because you cannot compete for the big nations. They would actually have more players to choose from and a better structure. So like Trinidad and Tobago, if you have a 20-year plan, just keep it for 20 years. Don't study the next 2 years or 4 years or whatever it is. So it works out anyhow whether it's 2 years or 4 years for a planning process. But the football will be watered down. It will be excited at the start, but then it would lose
No excitement.
the essence.
Yeah.
After you see 2-3 World Cup in 6 years,
I come like watching Chelsea play every weekend and thinking.
it will have a World Cup.
Exactly.
Well,
Because it's high-tech players that catch it or catch it or replace will lose it.
It's gonna be a sweat. It's gonna be a sweat. It's gonna be a sweat.
Yeah,
Thanks, caller.
So that's a mad thing, but you know what it is.
Yeah, man, thank you.
and he made an interesting point. You know, you would feel as though I could miss this one. If
Yeah,
it comes
and
up every
that-
2 years, I feel as though
That's not what World Cup is about.
yeah,
Did
the
you-
World Cup is I want to sit down and watch as with the Euros the other day.
Yeah.
North Macedonia make the debut.
Exactly.
I want to sit down and watch that.
You-
But
you
our World Cup
can't
every
decide
2
to
years,
miss
I
a
feel as
World
though
Cup.
yeah.
And World Cup is the most viewed sport.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, and that brings another interesting dynamic because the most viewed sporting event is the Olympics,
Okay, right.
which is also held every 4 years.
And, they talk
And if
about
you're
it
doing a World Cup every 2 years, you're muscling in on my territory, you know.
basically,
You know, so
basically,
the IOC has actually come out with
Against
even with perhaps the strongest condemnation of this whole thing. So it's going to be interesting to see if it even gets anywhere or if it's going to die a natural death like the Super League.
Yeah,
the
I
other
want
day.
to win and see.
I
you know?
personally find football shouldn't even be in the Olympics too, but that's a whole
whole next
next
time.
topic.
Why?
I don't see you even think you watch that? You watch it?
I watch Olympic football
Alright.
to spot the young talents that. So for instance, let's say Brazil is playing or Argentina. I don't really watch the Argentine league
Right.
Right.
or the Brazilian league.
Right.
I might watch the Olympics.
And they get to
to
see
see
what comes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Youth World Cups, I look at those religiously as well to see who's
Right.
coming through. And the reason why I remember as a schoolboy when the Under 17 World Cup
Was
came
here.
here, a lot of those names and I looked out for.
Right.
Seeing them play here, I looked out for them when in a 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah, but that's not what the under 21 and World Cup
Yeah,
and
but
those
the
things
World
are
Cup,
for.
but the Olympics,
But
is a similar concept, I guess.
Alright.
All I saying is anything when you put your hands on,
It's failure.
the only thing you're going to get some
Hey,
money
Arsenal
saved.
had a run. I don't do them.
You're going to save money. What
invincible.
I want an Arsenal fan to call me and tell me what trophy they have.
Wow.
Let me, oh gosh, first, oh gosh, we done stealing a few. I actually wanted to take a second chunk of the Rong world into a situation that's happening locally with the women's football. Right? But the hot topic was so fire.
Yeah, boy.
That it
That's your favorite.
I got carried away a
We
little
need to
bit.
start going an hour and a half. something.
Yeah, a little
Going
bit.
out, well, I'm going to drop a
Not
petition.
enough. Yes.
Yeah.
Go and drop
I'll
a
be
petition.
first to sign.
Do it. Yes.
And I come in for all your signatures.
Yeah,
Don't tell
for
me.
sure.
I'm telling you.
No,
no,
my,
for sure.
my petition might look like a donation.
We signing for Frank too, eh?
Yeah, I sign in.
I'm not trying to rub all you, but my petition might look like a donation.
I
sheet.
sign in.
Right, you might have to buy a block.
I
I
sign
think we
in.
need an extra half an hour. Sure, if you ask everybody on your WhatsApp,
Yeah.
they tell you, give you an extra half hour.
The only thing is my check might look like a bounce. So
It might, it just might.
just might.
Guys, I want to say thank you to Verse and Ramon for staying back the extra hour and livening up the Rabs and banter. Today was banter, but
We had to defend it because
Had to, boy,
we
because
hear you coming after. Oh,
and,
good.
and then the partner we call, to all the friends and
Yeah,
that
boy.
Quarters.
A
Quarters
Chelsea man,
is his name.
Quarters.
I feel Quarters is a underload Chelsea.
Nah, Quarters is
Easy.
Manchester United.
True.
Yeah.
He didn't even have one of Man U
I
jersey.
can't
but
rab
thing
him.
they-
I can't rab him at all when it comes to
Quarters,
Alright.
or either that or he and Wenger is family.
I
feel
would
it's
just
that.
like to see those men like Quarters and my brother and certain men,
Yeah.
when Ole win the league or even keep his job until the end of the
end of
season,
season,
I
yeah.
want to hear Ole.
Yeah.
When we started getting results and we clean up Liverpool and City like we did last year,
Any?
I want to hear Ole.
Watch now. You see this
Make
weekend,
sure I
yeah?
call him back in the next 2-3.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Next week, anytime things go properly.
Yeah.
I mean, asking no invitation. We coming in here, we
Yeah,
storming.
yeah, yeah,
Man, look into
We
badging on
storming.
the-
We storming.
Man, look into it.
It's,
See?
it's the priest I
And
want
I
to
want
catch.
an apology.
Yeah, we went
Live on it.
live.
apology.
We going live on
Quarters
everything.
And Stefan.
Everything, live on everything for them.
Alright guys, thanks again once again. Verse and Ramon, this is your situation. You can check out the full episodes of the Juggle on our YouTube page. And of course keep checking with our social media pages. It's the Juggle 868 on Instagram and Facebook.
One
for
follow,
all
one
of
follow.
the updates. Go follow, like, subscribe, etc. But for now, gotta jump out, boy. Before signal come.
Good night.
Sige, go on. It's the Juggle.
Big baller, got me Benzema. Goal for me neck, nah give me eczema. Big baller, got me Benzema. Anywhere you see me, you have to see 10 killer. AC cool, turn up the temperature. With a pretty girl, be favor, Shensia. Baller, got me Benzema. More money make her, more money spend quick.